ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You jumped aboard and grabbed the lowest hanging fruit that you could grab?
Takes you be proud of.
So what do when you get facts thrown in your face? You throw them out. Well, somebody needs to throw you out.
And we promise to have a level head.
I will not cuss. I will not swear. I will not swear. I will not cuss.
For the real, raw, honest truth in all of media. Welcome to the Brian Snow Podcast.
Oh, hell yeah! It's episode 1 of the Brian Snow Podcast. And I'm him. I am he. I am Brian Snow. And thank you for joining this new venture that I'm heading on right now. I got a few more planned and a few more that I'm going to put in shape. But for my first guest of the Brian Snow Podcast, it's only fitting that I greet him with this.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet for the 1996 Pacific Division champions, your Seattle Supersonics. And today, starting lineup for your Supersonics, a 6'4" guard from Oregon State, number 20, Gary Payton. A 6'3" guard from Grambling University, number 33, Hersey Hawkins. 6'11" center from New Orleans, number 50, Urban Johnson. 6'10" forward from the University of Washington, number 11, Les Rush. And a 6'10" forward from Trinity Junior College, number 40, Joe Kemp. And the head coach of your Seattle Supersonics, George Karl.
That is where we begin. And that's how I introduce my guest, Mr. William Morgan. How are you, man?
How you doing? Thank you for that, man. I appreciate that.
You're a native of Seattle. You and I both have an affinity for the Seattle Supersonics, which
Yes.
should still be in the NBA right now.
Should be. I agree.
They may as well begin there. Get the frustration out. Why are they going to grant a team to LeBron in Las Vegas before granting the Seattle Supersonics their return?
I don't see how Vegas supports that. I really don't.
Because of the success of the Vegas Golden Knights and the affinity of the Las Vegas Raiders, and that's about all you can say right now because they haven't done much
Nope.
in 2
Neither
years in Las Vegas.
Yep.
And the only reason Allegiant Stadium stands right now aside of the Raiders is the Running Rebels.
Yep.
Because they moved out of Sam Boyd Stadium
Mm-hmm.
and they're right in Allegiant.
Yep.
Okay. They wanted, and they still don't draw a crowd. What's up with that?
Still don't draw. I don't know.
They
man.
don't. Football does not draw at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. It doesn't.
Not at all.
It
Not
does.
at all.
It does not. You could, if you couldn't draw at Sam Boyd or the
How you gonna
Silver
draw?
Bowl. Why are you gonna? How the hell are you gonna draw at Allegiant Stadium?
Right.
How the hell are you gonna draw at Allegiant Stadium?
You're not.
And then they had the NBA All-Star Game in Las Vegas in 2007, and it was a horrible flop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You say that again. It was a flop.
I don't see how that should be your litmus test right there. That's the best of the
Thank
best,
you.
the creme de la creme, and it flopped. They didn't support it. How are they going to support an NBA team?
Meanwhile, you have a team in Golden State that's the defending champions. It's going to be a while before they put the NBA All-Star game at Chase Center. I don't know why that's the case. You dared not put it back in Oracle Arena after they had a successful All-Star game in 2000.
Yep.
And a successful slam dunk contest in 2000. I mean, what? What the hell are they on?
I don't know what they're thinking.
I don't know what they're thinking either. This is William Morgan. This is my guest. How'd you get into podcasting, man?
Man, it's a long story. Basically, there was a wrestling show back in the day, called the Impact Players, and it's a wrestling show, a pro wrestling show.
Mm-hmm.
And still remember Dan. Still remember a couple of guys from over there. Sean from Oklahoma. Love both those guys, by the way. And they changed their show from, I think it was a Sunday night to a Saturday night, I believe. I couldn't make that show because of my time constraint, my schedule. So me and my oldest boy decided to do a show of our own. And that was called the Wrestling Call-In Show, where we pretty much just had people come on from different networks. And I'd be happy to mention them: Talk Wrestling Radio Network, which is now defunct. Rant In Radio, which is still going. Shout out to Double A. Shout out to Tony C. Y'all still doing your thing. Those guys found me, discovered me. But we were doing the Wrestling Call-In Show for like 3-4 years, and we were just killing it. Then things changed, and I decided to go out on my own, and I did some stuff for Renee Washington. We both know who that is.
Yes.
And did some stuff for her, met some people along the way, Kelsey Nicole Nelson, yourself. And after that, decided to come around again, created a new show called The Sports Report, and we're under that brand right now. And really having fun, man, really killing it, and just getting people caught up on the NBA, getting people caught up in the NFL. And we're very opinionated in our takes. We're not exactly a G-rated show.
Hey, look, you know how I roll with Snowman in the morning.
Yep.
Okay? I filter nothing.
Nothing. No, nothing.
I filter not a damn thing.
Exactly.
On the morning show. Why should I?
I've been, and there's things that I've been a little bit controversial lately on my takes on the Arizona Cardinals. Dingleberry should have been fired. Nathaniel Hackett should have been fired. Both
Nathaniel
those
Hackett
guys
should have never been hired in the first place.
Should have been hired in the first place.
Nathaniel Hackett should have never been hired in the first place.
Nope.
And I'm like you. I told this story in the morning show. I'll tell it here. I originally started as an afternoon show when I struck out on my own in 2011 because I had the afternoon locker room. 2 years later, someone challenged me to put my opinions out there in the morning. And I always fashioned myself as a morning person.
Right.
Although now that may change. So I said, the hell with it. It was originally going to be called the Brian Snow Show. I said it once. I didn't feel right saying it.
Right.
Again, that may change now. So I'm like, okay, what the hell? Next day, I called it Snowman in the Morning, October 2nd, 2013, and off to the races we went.
There you go.
Off to the races we went. I've met you along the way. I've had Kelsey on. I've had Renee on. I've welcomed the voice of the Spurs, Bill Schoenig, who's a very dear friend of mine.
I would love to talk to him.
Now, who else have I had? I've talked to Tim Roy, the voice of the world champion Warriors. I've talked to Wayne Larrabee. I've spoken to Jeff Joniak, voice of the Bears. I even had an email exchange, and this is towards your Louisiana roots. I've even had an email exchange with Jim Hawthorne, retired voice of the LSU Tigers.
Yes, I've been fortunate enough. Steve Vanderson.
Yes,
I've talked with him several times. Done a lot of work with him. I've interviewed Buff Bagwell, Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
Yes.
Stevie Ray from Harlem Heat.
I've interviewed him.
the wrestling goddess Athena, who was the wrestling goddess Athena before Ember Moon. Now she's back to being the wrestling goddess Athena.
Yep.
I got a chance to speak with her, and of course, I also got a chance to speak to and oh man, her name just escapes me right now. But it's a good place to be because you get to meet people, and you get to see, and you get to get their opinions, and you make lifetime connections
on everything.
Yes,
you know.
Yes.
Let me say hi to a very dear friend of mine who's tuned in, the Warrior himself, Howard Kinzel, radio host, has been a good friend of mine. He jumps on and says hi via Facebook.
How you doing, brother?
I've interviewed Diamond Dallas Page.
I've been trying to get that interview forever, and I can't get it.
I got lucky. I got extremely lucky because my manager at the time woke me up with a phone call because I was feeling sick one day. So I took the day off. He woke me up the next day and said, "How would you like to interview Diamond Dallas Page?" And I said, "What?"
Take that in a heartbeat. Yes.
He said, "Yeah, you want to interview him Friday?" Hell yeah, man. You kidding? I said, "Hell yeah, I'll take it."
I hit Teddy Long up on Facebook, and shout out to Teddy Long, man. He said, "I'm gonna come on right with you, man." And he came in, and he took time off a Saturday night to come and talk to me. Even cut a promo with some of the callers I had. So shout out to Teddy Long, man.
Petey Doors joins me from North Carolina. Good to see you. Good to see you, Pete. And Pete, I love your show too, man. The Barbershop Who Knows Sports is the name of that podcast.
I'm kind of
Barbershop Knows Sports is the name of that show, and I'm trying to get it on my network.
Yes,
I'm trying to get it on my network.
There you go.
What I may wind up doing is 2 shows. It's crazy the ideas that pop in your head.
Well, right now I'm doing 4, so I feel you.
So you understand where I'm coming from.
Yes, sir.
I got 3 right now. This one that just launched, of course, you know, the morning show, and I got one coming in the afternoon, Wednesday afternoons. The AB Sports-tacular with my buddy Artie Source.
Yes.
And
I got 4 right now. I got the Sports Report. I got Sports Report Fight Night. We talk about pro wrestling and combat sports. A really good podcast. We talk about old shows, old movies. We just did a Jason David Frank tribute, and the Geek Gauntlet podcast, which is everything in the world of geek. We talk about comics, anime, all that.
That's one of the shows that drew me to you. The Geek Gauntlet, because I tuned in one night and I geeked out. I love it. I geeked out. Everything about the world of nerds and geeks, and I'm zoned right in. Seriously, I am zoned right in. Beyond the Warrior 2 relaunch, and Warrior, I want you to launch it on my network.
There you go.
I'm pitching everybody. I know I've pitched you already.
Yes, you have.
We still got to iron out details for that. Here's what got me started doing play-by-play. I was living in Chicago. It was 1995, and one of my friends was checking out a camera from the speech and theater department. And I looked at him I got this wild hair up my ass, and I said, "Can you attach a microphone to that?" And he said, "Sure. What do you have in mind?" Well, at the time, the coach at Chicago State University for men's basketball was a fellow named Craig Hodges.
Oh,
there's a name.
Oh, there's a name for you.
And I said, "I want to try something." And Kevin saw the look in my eyes, and he said, "Uh-oh, you're on to something big, aren't you?" I hope so. So we had to get permission from the coach. We did. We got permission from the AD, and we set up on the track. Well, that's when my inner Jim Durham came out, because I didn't have any notes. All I had were the rosters.
Right.
And lo and behold, that was my first call.
There you go.
They were playing Northern Illinois. It was a 40-point blowout. They were playing Northern Illinois at the old Jacoby Dickens Center at Chicago State University. That was my first call. And since then, all hell's broke loose.
Oh, that's what drew me to you. I've only called one game. I've called a game before. It was about 3 years ago. I called Josie and Thompson at Josie Stadium here in Georgia, and I had a blast. And I was like you. I didn't have nothing but a roster. That's all I had. I take that back. Had a roster and a pair of binoculars, and that's all I had. And I called that game, and I called that game well. Matter of fact, I ain't say nothing, but I never got paid for that. But anyway,
That's my fight with the Chicago Public League for 14 years.
wow.
And no appreciation from the CPL. Now that I am living out of Chicago, I can go ahead and pull all the skeletons up. I'll go ahead and pull all the skeletons out the closet. Look, I've been in Chicago. I've been here in Indiana. I've done games in North Carolina. I've done games in Ohio. I have graced Lucas Oil Stadium. I have graced Soldier Field. I've done Welsh Ryan Arena at Northwestern.
Wow.
I've seen Assembly Hall in Champaign. I've seen Assembly Hall in Bloomington. I had the chance 2 consecutive years, as you well know, to grace Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis when I was covering Marquette Catholic.
Remember that?
I've seen the Schottenstein Center at Ohio State. I've seen the Dean Dome in Chapel Hill. I've seen the PNC Arena in Raleigh. I have been in, around, and through the Greensboro Coliseum, the ACC home.
Wow.
And it should still be the ACC home as far as I'm concerned.
I'm there with you.
But yeah,
I'm there with you.
My goal is to take my crew to a Super Bowl and take over Radio Row, doing all the shows we put together.
We should be a rematch of the 49ers and Chiefs, but I'm just saying. Renee Washington.
I said that at the top of the year, and people think I'm nuts.
Renee Washington ain't gonna like me too much for saying this, but I think the 49ers are better than the Eagles. That's just me.
You know what? Renee's not going to like me either, and neither is Phil McCain, who's a dear friend of mine, but
I love Renee.
The 49ers have no fear.
Nope.
The 49ers have no fear.
Nope.
That's what people need to understand. The 49ers have absolutely no fear. They don't care. They don't care. Their goal by their running game is to punch you in the mouth.
I think the thing that puts the 49ers over the Eagles for me, the defense, number one, flexibility at receiver, because you can do God knows whatever with Debo.
Yes.
And Brandon Ayuk is up and coming.
Brandon Ayuk has stepped up this year.
Yep, big time.
Brandon Ayuk has really stepped up his game.
Christian McCaffrey is going to be Christian McCaffrey regardless.
It's Christian McCaffrey.
That's what I'm saying. So, you know.
That's all I needed. That's all you need to know. It's Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
It is Christian McCaffrey.
So it's going to be. So
he's in and McCaffrey's in the perfect system now. He's in the absolute perfect system now. My brother Wise, who joins us Thursdays and Fridays. What's up, bro? I'm sorry I missed you today, Wise. I will tune into you tomorrow. And he's got the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Y'all need to check that out. Absolutely fabulous. Of course, my honey, my Jody, says she hopes to be home before kickoff. Of course, talking Colts and Steelers tonight. But all the Eagle fans I know, all the Seahawk fans I know are going to get really mad at me when I say I think this year the 49ers get the job done. That wake-up call came against the Kansas City Chiefs at Levi Stadium. That woke up a sleeping giant.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I love the Eagles. They're my adopted NFC team. But Kyle Shanahan has this 49er team humming. And people won't say that because they only scored 13 points yesterday. Here's the point. The Saints didn't score at all.
Nope.
The Saints scored no points.
Nope. Defensive football team.
And they had 4 different shots. What should have been 4 different shots. One got taken away because of an incomplete pass call to Chris Olave. And the other times they coughed up the football. They coughed up the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and the thing is with San Francisco, they're still not completely healthy. Wait till Eric Armstead gets back. And you know who the biggest proponent of the 49ers is? A former 49er, Richard Sherman.
Oh, yeah.
Because I checked out his podcast, and he's been hyping the 49ers all year. He has been hyping the 49ers all year, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Defense playing well. Jimmy G got all those weapons at his disposal now. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what you gonna
And nobody
what
wants
you gonna do?
to acknowledge the 49ers.
No,
Have you noticed that?
no.
I got people saying to me they're winning in spite of Garoppolo, not because of him. Wrong answer. They're winning because of Garoppolo. Period.
Yep.
On that offense, Garoppolo is the unquestioned leader, and I hope they march his ass in the offense, put a contract in front of him, and tell him to sign it. We'll fill in the blanks. Because if nothing else, he's earned it this year.
He's playing well.
He's playing
really well.
great.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing great.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of playing great, the Warriors have gotten their act together. At 11-10, like I said, people think I'm nuts when I said this, but the Warriors have gotten their act together.
Oh, yeah.
And they blew Minnesota to shreds yesterday.
The Minnesota a farce, though.
Why did they get Rudy Gobert?
That was a dumb move.
Why?
You got all that young talent that can. You got all that young talent that can just slash and get to the board for layups, dunks. But you can't do that because what's going to happen? Rudy Gobert going to clog up the middle. Come on now.
And they took the ball effectively out of Anthony Edwards' hands.
Yep.
They took the ball out of his hands. I don't see Minnesota making the playoffs.
Nope.
I don't see Brooklyn making the playoffs. And
heck no.
I sure as hell don't see the Fakers making the playoffs.
Then it kills me though. Then it kills me with people that are Brooklyn Nets fans. And I keep saying, and I try to tell him, I ain't winning nothing till you start playing defense. When you start playing defense, you can do a little something. Until y'all start putting some emphasis on the defensive end, you ain't winning nothing.
Defensive teams don't give up 153 points.
Nope. Not at all. Not at all.
Defensive teams do not give up 153 points. They just don't.
Nope.
They just don't.
Sure about don't. You got two of the greatest one-on-one players ever on the same team, but at the same point, neither one of them play defense.
Man. Shall I go there with Kyrie Irving?
You can.
They should have cut his ass.
If you weren't gonna do it, I was gonna do it. There's a time you have to make a decision. You're gonna be a player or activist. Which one you gonna be?
And Kyrie doesn't know what he wants to be.
He don't know. He ain't got a clue.
You know what? I'm gonna step away for a few minutes and give you the floor about Kyrie Irving. Now, folks, I'm gonna let my guest cut this up.
Look, man, I'm sorry for my camera. I got some stuff going on with my camera, guys, but I'm trying to fix it at the moment. Very quickly, Kyrie, he's got issues. He's got so many issues right now. He has to make up his mind. Do you want to be an activist or do you want to be a basketball player? If you want to be a basketball player, do it, commit to it. But if you want to be a philanthropist and if you want to be an activist, cut the basketball and go do that. Don't wait on the end of your career. If this is what you want to do, go do it. And I'll leave it at that.
Okay, technical problems. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, why the Nets had several chances to get rid of Kyrie Irving? Several. Why didn't they cut him?
Give me 1 second, man.
Okay, why didn't they cut him? Why didn't they cut him? And we're gonna call this a practice episode here. We're gonna do this again soon. Why didn't they cut him? He signed a contract and he violated it. That's it. Just he signed a contract and he violated it. Okay? Don't y'all get that? All these Kyrie Irving apologists? Good grief. Don't you Don't you understand that he signed a
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. The host needs to collect himself for a moment or two. Please stand by. The host simply can't believe how people can be such dolts and idiots. Please stand by. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming, already in progress.
I mean, don't you get it? Don't you get it?
Like I was just saying, man.
He signed a freaking contract.
Like I was just saying, like I told him, my quick little take. If you want to be an activist, be an activist. If you want to be a player, be a player. If you want to give money and donations and things of that nature, do it. Don't sit around and wait till you want to retire. Go on and do it now. If your mind's not in the game, if your mind's not where it needs to be for your team, you ain't got no business being out there. And I just don't think his mind is out there.
His mind is not on the game at all.
Not at all.
It's not.
Not at all.
It's not. And the same could be said about one LeBron James. His mind's not on championships. Okay?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Team did better when he was away.
Mm-hmm. And no one wants to say it aloud.
I'll say
no one wants to say it aloud. I'll say it aloud. Which I normally do this in the morning. And why is this going to kill me? No, not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'm going to hold off because I promised I wouldn't do it until Wednesday. But still, LeBron is crazy at fault for ruining the NBA. I'll say it out loud. And I've said it out loud.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Please do.
Everybody used to call T.O., or at least Skip Bayless, used to call him Team Obliterator.
Mm-hmm.
Can we say the same about Kyrie Irving and LeBron James, as they both obliterated their teams in their own unique way? Go back and look at
for years.
Go back and look at Kyrie with the Boston. Tore it up. I can't be the man here. I'm gonna destroy it. Destroyed it. Came to the Nets. Destroyed the Nets. Because apparently him and James Harden wouldn't get along. Not saying James Harden wasn't washed, but him and James Harden couldn't get along. Tore that up, and you got what you got today. He's torn up almost everywhere he's been, with teammates and with teammates and team chemistry.
You can't blame him for tearing up Cleveland. LeBron James did that.
LeBron James did that
twice. LeBron James did that twice. Can you repeat that for the fools in the cheap seats? Gladly. You can't blame Kyrie
twice
for tearing up Cleveland because
that was LeBron.
Did that twice.
I'll blame Kyrie for tearing up Boston and taking them
I'll
a minute
blame
to come back.
Kyrie for tearing up Boston and for ruining the mess. Nets.
Yep.
The Nets just need to blow up the Barclays Center and move back to New Jersey. You can easily build a new arena now in East Rutherford, or you can do what you should have done, which is taking a partnership deal with the New Jersey Devils, and you can have parts of the Prudential Center.
Yep.
They had it set up.
I don't understand.
They had it set up.
I don't have a.
And they blew it.
I don't understand why people have a problem with history. I don't understand that. I just don't.
Oh, they don't have a problem with history. Their kind of history is revisionist history.
Yes. I agree.
My kind of history is true history. Okay? And Sick Diggy just said something that's very important and very true. In the case of Cleveland, Kyrie was merely an accomplice
To what LeBron did. Yep.
to LeBron's destruction.
Yep.
Agreed 200%.
And the reason why I say LeBron is team obliterated is what he did to the Lakers' young core.
Send them all packing.
Send them all packing. We'll be going through what you're going through now.
If you'd have learned to keep your ego in check and your mouth shut,
Yep.
you'd have a couple more titles by now, LeBron.
Oh, yeah.
Let me say that again. If you'd have learned to keep your ego in check and your mouth shut, who knows?
BI would have became BI regardless.
Mm-hmm.
He would have became BI regardless. Killing me, man. Just killing me.
The NBA is killing me in general. Now, I said this at the top of the show. The NBA is killing me in general. No Seattle Supersonics. You got a team somewhat thriving in Oklahoma City that shouldn't even be there in the first place. They're hell-bent on putting a team in Las Vegas, which is going to flop.
Big time.
I mean, the All-Star game flopped in Vegas.
Yep.
The All-Star... Listen again. The All-Star game flopped.
Yep.
In Las Vegas.
Flop big time.
I mean, you had the Thomas and Mack Center, known for the running Rebels, easy to sell out, and you barely sold it out.
Mm-hmm.
Barely.
Mm-hmm.
Was the crowd into it in Las Vegas? No. Were the announcers into it in Las Vegas?
No.
More importantly, were the players into it in Las Vegas? No. You can tell by the way they played.
Running the motions.
They're going through the motions.
Going through the motions. That's all it was.
They're going through the motions, and no one wants to call it out correctly. Why? No one wants to call it out correctly. I mean, it's too easy.
Got all these teams out here. You know, even got these bad teams playing good. These bad teams don't know they bad yet.
Mm-hmm. Which should frighten you.
Yep.
If you're an NBA connoisseur like I was once upon a time, it should frighten you that the bad teams are playing good and they don't know they're bad yet. I'll make one exception to that rule. And the exception I'll make to that rule is the Sacramento Kings.
Mm-hmm.
I will make that exception to the rule.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Kings are playing fabulous.
DeAndre ain't no joke. Mr. Fox.
De'Aaron Fox.
Who
has been miles better than Lonzo Ball. And I said that when they came out.
You did.
I said that when they came out. Everybody was, Lonzo. Man, and I know he's with the Bulls right now, but F Lonzo. De'Aaron Fox was the pick.
Lonzo not being there is the reason why we 8-11 right now.
Yep. Because we don't have a point guard. Don't have a backup point guard.
Nope.
I mean, hell, back in the day, we had John Paxson and BJ Armstrong.
Yep.
Okay, Pax needed a rest, no problem. We'll put BJ in there.
Put BJ in there. What you got now, Caruso? He all right, but you know.
Caruso's a 2-guard.
He can't do.
Caruso is more of a 2-guard, and in all honesty, Caruso's a hybrid.
They got him bringing the ball up.
He's a defensive hybrid.
Yeah, they got him bringing the ball up too. Come on, man. I mean, Kobe White, all right, but
Kobe White's injured.
He's like
Kobe White is not the same. So this offseason, this coming offseason, I'm saying it right now, they got to get a point guard.
Bulls got to make the
And
changes.
Sick, I love you for this statement. Simply put, the NBA has been played with glorified mediocrity. Save the Golden State Warriors, save the Sacramento Kings. Hell yeah, I agree with that. It's glorified mediocrity because how the hell can you say, Stephen A., that the Brooklyn Nets will represent the Eastern Conference in the finals?
He can't say that.
He did say that.
Oh.
At the top of the year, he did say that. He actually said that out loud. And I'm like, why? Why the hell did you say that?
Two players that don't play no defense. A player that can play defense but won't shoot.
I would say poor Ben Simmons, but I'm not going to because
it's his own fault.
It's his own fault.
It is his own fault.
It's his own fault. Ben Simmons should not be on an NBA roster.
Nope.
Period.
If you're not going to even sit there and shoot a baseline, if you're not going to sit there and shoot a mid, if you ain't going to sit there and shoot a mid-range,
the threat of a jump shot.
You ain't going to shoot the mid-range.
Nope.
You ain't going to shoot a baseline jumper. All you can do is penetrate and dunk.
It's a point guard that they compared Ben Simmons to, and he's nowhere near this point guard, this all-time, all-world point guard, and we know him as Irvin Magic Johnson.
Oh, no. That's just disrespectful.
That's plain disrespectful. For the simplest of reasons, Magic actually improved his jump shot.
Yep.
Magic actually took a bad situation, the 84 World Championship Series, where he had 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter. And the next year, they came back and won it all in Boston.
And led one of the best teams, one of the best Laker teams from 87 Lakers. Boy.
You don't want to mess with them. You don't want to mess with them. Okay?
86, 87 Lakers.
Why? You know why people are allergic to history? Because they're afraid to look it up.
Oh, yeah.
They're afraid to do people are afraid to do research. What do I say all the time? Do your research.
Yep.
People have questioned me in my research. Bitch, I've been around this longer than you've been alive. I've been around this game longer than you've been alive. Don't test me.
Amen. We remember Jack Sigma from back in the day. Come on now.
Jack Sigma.
Tom Chambers. Come on now. Come on.
And I get laughed at when I say stuff like, I don't know, Tom Chambers played a better small forward than LeBron James.
Hey, go look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie.
Look at the videos.
Look at the numbers and videos. Don't lie.
The games.
Tom the man. Tom Chambers the man.
I mean, he was good in Seattle. He got better in Phoenix. Where has LeBron James gotten better? AB Media from Indianapolis. What's going on?
What's up, AB?
Where has LeBron James gotten better? Where did we see the best of LBJ? People want to say it's Miami. I contend not. For the simplest of reasons, if we saw the best in Miami, he'd have won all 4.
Yep.
And he didn't.
Nope. People I still say if he was the man that all these bronze, and I'm gonna kind of temper it. If he was the man that all these bronze sexuals says he is, he would have beat both those Warriors teams, but he didn't.
And he wouldn't have gotten a stimulus package from the NBA in 2016.
Yep. Stimulus package.
Come on. You know Adam Silver has no balls.
Oh, no.
And he gave him one hell of a stimulus package because LeBron James decided to dry snitch because Draymond Green was locking him up.
Oh, yeah.
Draymond Green was locking him up. That should have been I will die on this mountain. That should have been a 5-game conquest. Period. That should have been a 5-game whitewash.
Yeah.
But no. Adam Silver decided, I'm going to suspend Draymond Green. If you were going to suspend Draymond Green for dirty play, you should have done it the series before in the Western Conference Finals.
Oh, heck yeah. That was more egregious.
You want to follow the letter of the law? You should have done that in the Western Conference Finals, you fool.
That was more egregious then.
Yes. Several times over.
Mm-hmm.
But no. Waits till they have a chance to win at home.
Yep.
At home in Oracle Arena.
Yep.
Now, riddle me. Now, when they lost Game 5, I said, okay, they'll just go to Cleveland and beat their asses and win Game 6. And I had a friend say to me, it's going all 7 for TV ratings. Well, son of a bitch, if that didn't happen. That's all I got to say. Well, son of a bitch, if that didn't happen.
What did Diggy say?
Dry snitch. Is there such a thing as Hey. This is why I love him this is why I love being interactive with the folks. What rattling? Yes, there is now, thanks to you.
Yeah, it's a term now.
It's out there now.
But man,
it's out there now. But they were. 2016 got messed up because of Adam Silver and LeBron James. Period.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
That's what messed up 2016. Had nothing to do with the Warriors because they played fabulous. LeBron James opened his mouth and they effectively put his foot in it. But they don't want to say that. Fools. They don't want to say that. You know why? Because they want to preserve LeBron James's legacy. What legacy?
Oh, what legacy, man? What, 4 and 6? Okay.
Tell me, what the hell has LeBron James done to affect the NBA in a positive way?
If anything, he's declining.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, he's declining.
And he's the reason.
And what's Shannon Sharp saying? He played 20 years. He's playing phenomenal for 20 years.
Phenomenal, my ass.
He can't shoot the three. Your free throw percentage is horrible. So
his free throw percentage is less than Michael Jordan's worst year.
Yep. And Jordan played more.
Anything?
And Jordan played more 82 game seasons than LeBron too.
10-1.
Yep.
I asked this question a lot, and people want to.
Just saying.
Look, if you're a superstar, and you have an 82 game season in front of you, wouldn't it behoove you to try to play all 82 games?
Oh yeah.
Which is what Anthony Davis says he wants to do and won't.
Get a little bit of that.
Which is what LeBron James wants to do and won't.
What they have now, what they didn't have then was all this load management. Look at Paul George and Kawhi. Come on, man.
Jesus.
Come on, man. Really?
I hate that term.
I hate it.
Management.
I hate it.
Load management. And now
all that money
team, including Golden State's taking advantage of it. But here's the difference. And I'm going to get called a homer for this, but I don't care. Here's the difference with Golden State. They actually play ball together.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
When has Paul George and Kawhi Leonard together affected the Western Conference? That face should answer your question.
Not never.
Thank you. Not ever.
Not never.
Not never. Not never, ever, ever, ever. These fans really kill me sometimes.
Now, some of these transactions I don't get. You see the Dallas Mavericks signed Kemba Walker today. Come on, man.
For what?
Come on, man.
For what?
Come on. What? Luka? What? To watch Luka be ball dominant? What?
Kemba will not last in Dallas.
No.
If Kemba lasts, I will be generous and give it 2 months. I'll give it 2 months because Kemba's gonna want the ball. Okay, Kemba is going to want the ball.
Oh yeah. You can get the ball from Luka. Get up, what up?
You're not. Victor Locke joining us from Chicago. I told you the music industry has completely taken over the NBA. Yes, it has.
Yep, sure has.
Anybody see the anybody pay attention to how the All-Star game introductions have gone lately? There's a stage in the arena now for performers to help introduce the All-Stars. Why?
We didn't have that back in the day, per se.
Why? Just why? The closest with that back in the day was 1998 at Madison Square Garden. But there was no stage.
Nope.
Were there performers? Yeah, but they were at center court.
They were center court.
They were at center court, man. I mean, how the hell can...
Back then, the dunk contest meant something. I mean, Jack now.
Don't get me started on it. Okay, listen. I put this statement out there. And you, Victor, and only a few others agreed with me when I said there hasn't been a great dunk contest since 1988.
Agree with that.
Everybody, and then a lot of people want to say, oh, what about 2016? What the hell about 2016? That contest blew chunks.
How we gonna get better than 88?
They want to say that Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine's contest in the finals was better than the Human Highlight Film and his Heirdis in their slam dunk final. Are you kidding me?
No.
You have got to be kidding me to say some stuff like that.
No.
Listen, Chicago Stadium, everybody on their feet, a full house, and you got the two best dunkers going after each other. What the hell you call Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon? And there were props involved in 2016.
I get a lot of hate. I get a lot of hate when I get a lot of hate from telling people my real thoughts on Zach LaVine. Great dunker, great athlete, but he ain't a very good basketball player. I get hate for that, but go back and man, he's not a very good basketball player. Great dunker, great athlete, but not there
and
here.
His being benched showed that.
Yep.
His being benched showed that.
Yep.
He's not all together.
No.
Okay? He's not all together.
Bulls are DeMar
DeRozan.
Bulls are DeMar DeRozan, and that's it right now. Right now.
And unless they get some reinforcements, that's all they're going to be.
That's all they're going to be.
Unless they get some reinforcements, that's all they're going to be. Rod West joining us now. What's up, Rod? Okay.
Hey, Rod.
I will borrow this final segment from a friend of mine. Help me settle an argument.
Sure.
The greatest quarterback to ever play in your eyes was?
In my day, Joe Montana.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go back. Go back Peyton, and look at Super Bowl.
Brady, it ain't. I can't even say Drew Brees. The greatest quarterback to ever play wore 16, not 12.
Man, I know that man ain't thrown no pick six in a Super Bowl. Tom Brady's thrown a pick six in the Super Bowl.
Tom Brady's thrown interceptions in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady's turned the ball over in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady turned the ball over with 2 minutes left in the Super Bowl, and his team had the ball.
Yep.
His team had the ball with a chance at the lead.
Montana ain't do none of that.
None. Montana has never committed a turnover in the Super Bowl, never threw an interception in the Super Bowl, and oh, by the way, never lost a Super Bowl.
Almost got the Chiefs though. The only thing they had was the rainbow.
Mm-hmm. And what stopped the Chiefs from getting to the Super Bowl was that hellified Buffalo Bills defense.
Mm-hmm. Bruce Smith wasn't no joke.
Cornelius Bennett, Bruce Smith,
Mm-hmm.
Shane Conlon.
Yep.
All those guys. Phil Hansen.
Shout out to Marv Levy for being the architect. Being the architect of that team. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Marv Levy for developing the K gun.
Yep.
With Jim Machine Gun Kelly.
Thurman
running the offense. Thermal Thomas. Yep. This is where Chris Berman and me comes out. Thermal Thomas. Thurman Thomas. Andre Reed. James Lofton.
Yep.
Larry Kennebrew, their big bruising fullback, all 280 pounds of him.
Don't really see a fullback no more.
And one of the offensive linemen that I've had the pleasure of interviewing, Glenn Parker.
Oh, he was a good one.
I've had Glenn Parker on my show. And I plan to have him back on my show. A New York Giant that I've had on my show. You know this name, Gary Reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I've had him on. I've had Lee Woodall on my show.
Did Rod just hit us with the Tom Brady got 7 rings?
Yeah, you saw that right. See, this is the prevailing argument that Bradyites love to make at me and at you. Okay. Since Rod wants to go there, I'll go here. And I did this morning. Hey, Rod, of all the things that Tom Brady has done, has he ever done this in the Super Bowl? Hold up.
What in the all types of blue hell
is wrong with my sound base? Doggone it. Oh, well.
Well, you get that fixed. I got a question.
Yes.
Name Tom Brady's greatest weaknesses. I got 2. Nick Foles and Eli Manning. There you go.
David Tyree.
Some of Tom Brady's greatest weaknesses.
Philly special.
Yep.
Philly special.
I
can't say that about Montana because Montana never lost the Super Bowl.
At some point, you have to look at things objectively, and at some point,
objectively,
I think Jordan is better than LeBron, not because of the 6-0 thing, not because he got 6 rings. Look how Michael Jordan did it. Jordan took the Bulls, put the Bulls on his back. I'm gonna do this, and he did it.
I had better thought.
What does Bron do? I'm gonna pass the ball off.
Anybody remember 98 versus Utah? Who got the game winner?
With food poison.
Who got the game winner in game number 6?
MJ.
And he finished with 45 points.
Yep.
What did Bob Costa say? Michael Jordan running on fumes with 45 points.
Yep. You saw Pippen helping that man around. And I just think at some point you have to look at things, man. And the way Montana did it, yeah, he only got 4. But look at how he did it.
And his body got beat up over time, yes.
Oh, yeah.
His body got beat up over time, yes. But doggone it, the 4 championships he got were legendary. All of them were legendary. All 4 championships were legendary.
Yep.
His first one, Super Bowl 16, he only threw for 160 yards, but he was the unquestioned leader of that offense.
Facts.
Super Bowl 19, threw for a then record 331 yards.
Yep.
Super Bowl 23, at the time it was a record 357 yards. 215 of them to Jerry Rice.
Yep. Greatest wide receiver of all time.
And then there was Super Bowl 24, where he threw 5 touchdown passes. in a single Super Bowl game. Name me a time where Tom Brady has had that kind of effect in the Super Bowl. I'll answer that for you. He hasn't.
None. Not a none. Not a one.
I mean, yeah, he threw for 500 plus yards in the Super Bowl, but he lost.
He lost it. You lost to the Eli, won to Nick Foles.
And he had no business losing to Eli.
Nope, none.
He had no business losing to Eli Manning at all.
Nope.
None.
Nope.
So why do people want to hold Tom Brady as the greatest quarterback of all time?
I don't.
have no clue.
I don't clue either. And look at what he doing. And look at what he doing now. Look what he doing now. Lost to the Cleveland Browns yesterday.
He lost to the Cleveland Clowns. He lost to Brownie the Elves.
Jacoby Brissett.
He lost to Jacoby Brissett. He lost to Jacoby Brissett. Does that tell you anything? Who is just a placeholder for Deshaun Watson, and they're going to ship Jacoby Brissett out of there, install Deshaun Watson, and they're going to suck even worse.
I don't see what man.
Find
Deshaun, man.
the damn lie.
Deshaun, man. I don't know what he man. Coming off 2 years, you gonna be rusty, bro.
Find the damn lie.
It is none.
I'll say it one more time. Find the damn lie. These Bradyites, these bronzexuals, these Irvingologists, and these Hardenites about who they worship just don't get it.
They don't.
They just don't.
You know.
And I'll say it again. Rod, the greatest quarterback of all time, wore 16.
Yep.
Not 12.
Yep.
He played at Notre Dame, not Michigan.
Yep.
He's undefeated in the Super Bowl, not 7-3.
And what did Joe Montana do for other quarterbacks to come up through the league? He made it possible for Steve Young to come over and do it.
And Steve Young broke his record of touchdown passes in a Super Bowl game with 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
There was not a rift between Montana and Young.
Nope. Montana just set the example. When has LeBron set the example? None.
Never.
Never.
9. Never.
Nope.
When has Tom Brady set the example? 9. Never.
No, not one. Never.
Because they were trying to get him out of New England 3 years before he left.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Oh, man.
The current quarterback of the 49ers.
Oh, man.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G. Oh, man, because you got Jimmy G. Man, come on.
Jimmy G was supposed to be the man that succeeded Tom Brady in New England.
Yep.
And Tom Brady wasn't having it. Egotistical bastard.
I ain't trying to front, but if you would have just let that ride, you might not be divorced right now.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to be disrespectful because I ain't trying to be disrespectful because I've been there. But, I've been divorced. They ain't no joke. But I'm just saying.
No, it's not. I've been there too.
I'm just saying.
I've been there too. Some things you just gotta let ride, or everything else goes up in smoke.
But Jimmy G is playing well. He's gonna get his. He's going.
I'm gonna say this out loud, and I'm gonna hold on to this statement. Jimmy G is the man in San Francisco on offense.
Oh, without doubt.
Okay.
Got all those weapons, man. All those weapons at this.
And Garoppolo is distributing the ball to them. Here's a stat that not even Montana can claim. In the last 15 games that Jimmy Garoppolo has not thrown an interception, the 49ers have won.
Yep.
Not even Montana. And I consider Montana to be the greatest quarterback that ever played. God bless you, Joe Montana. Listen, but Montana can't even claim that. Steve Young can't claim that.
Mm-mm.
Jimmy Garoppolo can.
They playing well. They're playing so well right now. George Kittle having a down year and they're still winning.
George the Animal Kittle is having a down year, but George knows what's going on. He likes to hit people anyway.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He likes to hit people anyway.
Oh, yeah.
My gracious. I mean, while we're back on this subject, I saw a stat. Someone sent me a stat today. And I'll touch Rod West's comment in a minute. Someone sent me a stat today.
Uh-oh.
Do you know the 40 wins by Jimmy Garoppolo, regular season and playoffs, ties a 49er record with Steve Young?
Okay.
Don't want to say that aloud, do you, folks? Jimmy Garoppolo is 40-19 in his years in San Francisco. 40. And let me address Rod West's comment. Tom Brady came back from 25 points in the Super Bowl.
Get him.
Okay. Mr. Montana would never put his team in a position to trail by 25 points in the Super Bowl. Matter of fact, only time he trailed in the Super Bowl was 16-13 to Cincinnati, and he took them downfield and won the game in regulation.
Yep. That game didn't even go to overtime.
Sam Weiss knew it. Boomer Esiason knew it. And by the way, Boomer Esiason was the MVP that year, 1988.
Mm-hmm.
Boomer Esiason was the most valuable player.
That was a good team, too.
That was a hell of a team.
Icky Woods.
They took down Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game.
Icky Woods.
Icky Woods, Chris Collinsworth, and that was Collinsworth's final season.
Yep, his last one.
Hell, Cincinnati was nothing to sneeze at in 88.
Nope.
They had home field advantage for a reason.
Yep.
They had home field advantage for a reason.
Yep.
But San Francisco went to Chicago and pummeled the Bears.
They did their thing.
What did the late great John Madden said? If you expected Joe Montana to throw an out to Jerry Rice, and Jerry Rice turned it into a 61-yard touchdown, game was over then.
Yep.
Game, set, match.
Yep. What do you say?
Game, set, match. Look, you see it, right?
Yeah.
And Sig Diggy offers this. Joe Montana didn't need a kicker to win his first 2 Super Bowl rings, although they did have a hell of a kicker. You remember this name, Ray Warshing.
Mm-hmm. Damn good kicker.
Damn good kicker. Damn good.
Yep.
Oh boy, I've had fun, man.
Me too.
I've had fun. I gotta have you back. I gotta have you back on a later episode.
Oh yeah, and we didn't even let me know, man.
We've had some technical difficulties, but thank you to Howard Kinzel, to Wise, Will Otero, to Sick Diggy, to Victor Locke, Drew Willingham. Who else was here? Thank you, Rod West, for coming in as well. Thank you, Marquette Sutton, the professional Sutton. Thank you to everybody that tuned into this premiere edition of the Brian Snow podcast. And I'm going to warn y'all right now, this is going to morph into something bigger. Don't ask me why. I just got that feeling. Thank you, William, for joining me. I love you, brother. Thank you so much.
Love you too, man. Anytime.
All right. I'm out of here. See you later.
Where you get the real, honest, and hardcore truth. And nothing but. Thank you for tuning into the Brian Snow Podcast.